3 months later, here we are. New kitchen, new shirt, same torso throwing kitchen knowledge your way. Today, the day before Turkey Day, I'm giving you the coolest and most delicious snack to start your holiday. Donuts. Not just any kind of donuts. This is a delicata squash. Known as a winter squash, delicata can be stored for several months, unlike their cousin squashes like zucchini, which have a way shorter shelf life. Indigenous to the North and Central Americas, delicata has a firm flesh and tastes almost like a sweet potato than a butternut or acorn squash. We're going to start by washing your squash and then slicing it about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick. Just make sure they're all uniform to ensure even cooking. The skin is also edible here, so we'll be leaving it on for this recipe. Next, using a spoon, spoon out the loose flesh and seeds from the middle so to be left with a ring of squash that will actually destroy Mordor and save Middle-earth. Or in this case, cease hunger to all of your starving relatives this Thanksgiving. Same thing. You can save these seeds and roast them as you would pumpkin seeds, or just feed them to the birds. Literally, you'll make them super happy. Line your rings on a baking pan and toss them in a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. Without any oil or even salt for that matter, we just want to par cook these. We don't want them greasy or taking out too much moisture. In the meantime, we'll work on our batter. Start with a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 cup of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of allspice, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg. If you don't have those 3 ingredients, we essentially just made pumpkin pie seasoning, so I'm sure you have that laying around. Lastly, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of chili powder for a little oomph. Whisk all that good stuff together, then grab your favorite light beer. It doesn't really have to be a light beer. Just choose something that's like an ale or a lager and not an IPA that will be too heavy with too much hops. If you don't have beer or if you don't favor beer at all, sparkling water will do the same. We're just chasing those bubbles here. Whisk all this together. We're looking for a very loose pancake batter consistency. Just like that. Next, in a shallow pan, heat up your frying oil. I'm using vegetable oil, although canola works great too. Just don't fry in olive oil as discussed in previous videos of mine. When your oil hits 350, we're ready to fry. Notice how soft our rings got. They're not fully cooked, but they got a great head start and will cook in time as fast as they will brown. Now, you want the oil to be high enough where they will float, but still leave about 3 inches or so empty from the top to allow the volume to rise once contents are now added into our fryer. These are thin, so they don't really need much to be floating. Dip your rings into the batter and wait for them to drip off a bit before frying. These will take about 90 seconds or so on each side or until golden brown. Make sure you're monitoring the temperature of your oil as well. Allow them to dry on some paper towels or a cooling rack, but be sure to plate them and eat them while they are still hot. To finish these donuts, grab your favorite Conor McGinn plate. We'll start with a bed of Parmesan cheese, followed by some warm brown butter. I've showed you how to make this in previous videos. Some classic Mike's Hot Honey. And for some more crunch, some salty roasted sunflower seeds. Yum. Ah, this looks so good, guys. I don't think I need to tell you how amazing these are. I can already see you drooling. These came out perfect. Creamy, almost, in texture. That par bake really makes such a difference. Salty, sweet, crunchy. These are definitely hard to put down, and you will be fighting grandma over the last one. Guys, I hope everyone has a healthy and safe Thanksgiving this year. I'm happy to be back on the channel and grateful for all of you who still support me. Till next time, friends, stay hungry.